Okay, welcome to Warhammer painting blog number 2. I'm going to show you a couple more of my models. None of these are actually really finished apart from one of them, so bear that in mind. I'm a slow painter and I kind of go in between models an awful lot. So without further ado, I'm going to show you one of my Space Marines that is actually completed and is on a base. And well, I think it would actually be legal in the game, which is kind of a thing for me. And it's this one here. He's on a normal base, so I think he'd be allowed in the game. Except I'm using the same style as I've used with the others, a little cork base, and that's all I've got to say about that one. Is that there he is. It's like a thing about the transfer. I had a bit of trouble putting it on, as most of you know about the transfers, is that putting them on a curved surface is quite hard. So what I did is I put it on, and of course there was some problems with it, and I then painted over it, which filled in any gaps that are on there. I'm not sure whether I like it or not. I might put it on the other models, I don't know. Thoughts on that? It takes a while to actually do this, these stupid insignias on the side, but I think it makes the model look a lot better, so I probably will end up doing it. So next model isn't actually even painted, it isn't even primed, it's just assembled, and it's a Space Marine bike. I like the way this model looked, and that's the reason I bought it. That's the only reason I buy models, is their looks. You have to watch the first video to understand that. So he's only assembled. I like the way it looked. I think it looks rather cool. And that's all I can say about that one. The next one is half painted, and it's from the Battle for Skull Pass box, and it is a troll. As you can see, I've painted most of him. Don't worry about the brown on his face and his stomach. It will not be that colour. And you see his loincloth. It isn't actually as orange as it appears in the video. Same as his skin, it is actually a lot lighter. You can take that into account on all my videos, that this camera seems to do everything slightly more saturated. So yeah, I'm probably going to keep the base on this one because it's quite detailed, but you probably can't see that on the video. If it comes out quite well, I probably will keep him on this base or make my own again. I don't really know. Comments, thoughts for people that actually have this and what it looks like painted and whatnot. See what you think, and that's about it. Now, this last model is one of the biggest models I painted, and it's the first metal model I painted. I'll give you a look at one of the extras that you know, the parts that you get with it, and it's this guy here. Obviously, it's from the vampire counts, and it's a dead vampire. Well, vampires are already dead; they're undead, but I think this guy's dead or sleeping. I've actually nearly painted, and I've just got to actually paint the casket itself. As you can see, it's flaking off, but I'll fix that later. And yeah, that's about it for him. And I've got the lid, which is here, completely unpainted. Going to have all the insignia on here in gold, and the actual carriage itself is here. Move it back a bit. I'm not going to show you the horses because they are completely unpainted, so there's no point in showing them. Obviously this isn't completely painted. I haven't put the rider on there because I haven't painted him yet, and I wanted to paint him up before I could glue him. So I've painted some of it. As you can see, this wheel is completely metallic. What I do is I put a black wash over this just to get some of the metallic shown through slightly. It isn't actually finished, so bear that in mind. I'll remove it from its base, and you can see the skeleton hanging up here. The skeleton isn't actually fully painted yet, he isn't completely white. Yeah, that's about it really. I had a bit of trouble painting the fire. There's mixed discussions on how you should do it. So all the photos you see they showed loads of different ways of doing it, but I painted it like you would see real fire. Lighter in the middle, darker on the outside, whereas people seem to paint it the opposite way. But I think it came out reasonably well. So that's all I've really got for this video blog. I'm sorry that it's probably a bit boring and I didn't have much to say, but hopefully this will get a bit more interested in what I'm doing, and hopefully it's been interesting for you. So thank you and goodbye.